Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers visit Yunnan Province to hold winter aid distributions for those in need. In Taiwan, 24 Pintung prisoners put on a sutra performance filled with meaningful messages. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Since providing aid relief in 1991 for heavy flooding in eastern China, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to send love and care by visiting the mainland on many occasions to further Tzu Chi's mission of charity. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers returned to the beautiful Yunnan Province to hold a winter aid distribution for residents in Yuxi City of Huaning County.
On January 16th, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived in Qinglong, Yunnan Province, to the cheerful welcome of old friends. The volunteers are there to distribute relief goods for winter to residents of 12 villages.
For us here, many of the women don't get enough to eat, and many people don't have proper winter clothes to wear.
Even a donkey was enlisted to help in the aid distribution. Care recipients carried bags large and small, some shouldering baskets. Everyone is hoping for a happy new year. And for many elderly residents, Tzu Chi volunteers' visit was extremely moving.
He just wants to say thank you all for your concern for society and for taking care of him. Yes, especially your care for the elderly. He's very grateful. Thank you all so much.
Qinglong is a traditional agricultural community, and providing for the entire population is difficult. Without the help of young people, many of those in need would be unable to manage the large bags of rice by themselves.
Many of the elderly, they really need help to get around. We're here to help them with that.
It's common to see many elderly people carry so much. Of course, we help as soon as we see this. We'll help them carry it to their cart.
Shouldering the heavy weight of the rice is a great help to the elderly. It is also an act of goodwill that demonstrates the compassion shared between Taiwan and the mainland.
这个有没有涂什么药啊？这需要弄什么药？这个大家一般人看不到。大太阳哎，身体很好啊你。
Tzu Chi's charity mission is fully supported by the local government. In one day, over 4,000 people were signed up to receive aid. It is hard to believe that just 3 years ago, in this same spot, only about 200 people were able to receive relief goods.
Tzu Chi comes to help, showing this much love. It's really incredibly touching.
China's economy is steadily improving, but of course, there is still huge income inequality. People really are hopeful about us coming here to help. I'm glad to see us use this opportunity.
The volunteers bring the blessings of Master Zheng Yan with them as they pass out the rice. Thanks to proper preparation, the aid distribution effort is a great success.
Organizing this group, things really went smoothly. Things went forward just as we planned. In a situation like this, you have got to prepare well to avoid problems later.
The volunteers were thankful for the opportunity to share their love with the people of Yunnan and offer their blessings and their hope for peace and prosperity in the new year.
Staying in China, the recent winter aid distribution held in Yunnan was conducted with help from local Tzu Chi volunteers and over 150 local residents. Donning yellow volunteers' vests, the energetic local volunteers proved to be the real heroes of the day.
Surrounded by joyful residents and assisted by a number of local volunteers, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to spread goodwill on the second day of the winter aid distribution in Yunnan. This resident, Senior Li, lost her certificate and is worried she cannot receive the aid. Tzu Chi volunteers are able to communicate through the local Yunnan dialect and resolve her difficulties.
The village gave her proof of her status even though she wasn't originally on the list. But Tzu Chi volunteers were still eager to help and they gave her everything she needed.
Tzu Chi volunteers will help Senior Li enjoy a happy new year. Jiao Lun, who was originally a care recipient himself, is now a recycling volunteer sharing his gratitude with others.
I found out about Tzu Chi after they show so much care for my daughter. Tzu Chi volunteers really help others selflessly.
As Tzu Chi volunteers utilize the facility for aid distribution and other services, they always try to share kind words and positive wishes for the new year.
First, we all share some well wishes, and they come and ask for blankets. Then, as we pass them out, we share some more words of kindness.
Even as volunteers deliver goods, they always remember to treat others with respect and humility. Kindness is one of Tzu Chi's greatest values.
Helping others really is a way to create happiness.
Being someone who helps others means even when we can't do much, we should still do everything we can.
The local hospital in Yunnan stayed behind to help with medical consultations and learn about Tzu Chi's spirit of goodwill.
To us, this might seem like a small thing, but for them, these things could be life-saving.
This year's winter aid distribution brought urban volunteers and care recipients in remote areas closer together, delivering rice and making sure everyone received the care they need.
In October of last year, Tzu Chi volunteers went to an impoverished village in Minche County where residents were suffering from a bad harvest caused by monsoon season. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers returned once more to distribute rice and some daily necessities to 343 families.
After distributing aid in October of last year, the Tzu Chi Foundation returned to Water Spinach Village in Minche County, where people depend on the village for which the town is named for a living. Tzu Chi once again distributed rice to those in need.
We have got a few different groups: the old, the infirm, and the disabled.
Volunteers are awake before 6 a.m. in order to reach the distribution site. Although there are not many Tzu Chi volunteers in Cambodia, a local group of young volunteers were there to assist the distribution event.
This is the second time we have worked with Tzu Chi. We are so grateful to Master Zheng Yan and all the volunteers for bringing your goodwill and love to help Cambodia's people. You are not just bringing food, but really inspiring people.
Like the previous visit, volunteers are distributing rice and bags of daily necessities to give some relief to 343 families suffering from economic hardship.
Tzu Chi has given us all these things and have helped us so much.
Thank you for all your help. Thank you. Thank you.
For people whose livelihood has been hurt by the weather, even a little bit of material aid can turn worried looks into smiles.
In November of last year, Typhoon Kopu hit the Philippines hard, especially in the province of Nueva Ecija. Then Typhoon Malor in December brought yet another wave of disaster, and some of the onion seeds Tzu Chi gave to farmers were damaged. So Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized once again to distribute more onion seeds ahead of the planting season.
More than 200 boxes of onion seeds arrived in time in the disaster area.
The onion seeds were of great help to us. We're very thankful to Tzu Chi for coming to help us after the typhoon so that we're able to go back to farming again.
During Typhoon Kopu, Baodong was one of the hardest hit areas. Before it could fully recover, it was yet again destroyed by Typhoon Malor, which turned farmlands into fields of stones. However, with the onion seeds from Tzu Chi, farmers' hope to go back to farming was ignited.
The distributed seeds could be used for this planting season. After the typhoon, a large part of farmlands cannot be worked on as it's near the riverbank, and this is too dangerous.
After the typhoons, Tzu Chi volunteers' care never stopped. They not only brought along rice and supplies, but also hope to the farmers. And the first batch of seeds distributed, having endured the typhoon, also sprouted.
Saying thank you is not enough to fully express our gratitude towards Tzu Chi. All of us in Gabladon and even Cabanatuan are very grateful to Tzu Chi Foundation.
say thank you po to each and everyone. Hug and
This time, a total of 282 families have received supplies, and the locals have heard about Tzu Chi's coin bank program. So they also brought PET bottles with the saved coins inside as a sign of love and their most sincere gratitude.
In the history of Tzu Chi's charity mission, the surgery to separate conjoined twins, Leah and Rachel Alwal from the Philippines was a case that drew global attention. At the time, the SARS epidemic made it more difficult for the medical staff at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital to help the twins who were conjoined at the abdomen and chest. In today's series on Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, let's look back at this case, which marked a milestone for Tzu Chi's international charity cases. At first sight, I could tell they were struggling. Their bodies were connected, but their personalities were distinctly different. As one tried to turn her body, the other person would stop her. So the two were struggling.
会想办法不会让他翻身，就看到两个在那边挣扎。
他比较会欺负他。哦，会，对对对对对，小的比较会欺负他。对，小的比较会欺负他。不要欺负人呐。比较调皮啊。
Upon coming to Taiwan, the conjoined twins' mother was anxious because SARS had spread to Taiwan.
I was nervous back then. It was my first time traveling to Taiwan, and I could not foresee what kind of people we would meet. So I was a bit worried.
She was frightened because the children had fever during the SARS epidemic, and she was afraid her children contracted SARS. Therefore, she cried.
Back then, the volunteers had to calm her while finding ways to care for the children, who were assessed by the medical team to be underweight.
要怎么让小孩子可以增胖？我们就想到说，其实，在锅炸比较营
To
养
help
的
the children gain weight, we used a traditional remedy, feeding them rice soup. So we would come to the hospital and make rice soup. Then we deliver it to the ward and told the mother to make milk with it.
那就送到病房去，然后告诉妈妈说，这个是要让她泡牛奶的。
On the day before the separation surgery, volunteers from Taiwan and the Philippines accompanied the twins' mother, telling her jokes to ease her mind. The twins' story caught global attention, and they even became the guests of former president of the Philippines.
慈济的跨国资源体系会
Tzu Chi's international charity case was a success because of three reasons. There's the love and support of the master, the medical team, and volunteers.
第三是我们的志工。
Masaya po at nagpapasalamat ako sa mga volunteers na nandiyan po sa
I am grateful to the volunteers who accompanied me. I would not be able to care for the twins without them. I am very happy they have supported us.
Dahil sobrang saya ko po dahil supportive po sila sa amin.
After the twins returned to the Philippines, local Tzu Chi volunteers continued to care for them, finding a house for them in Manila and a job for the twins' father.
Our lives changed thanks to Tzu Chi. We had nothing to begin with. We could not find decent jobs in our hometown. I'm grateful that the volunteers helped me find a job and continued to help us. My daughters are still recipients of the Tzu Chi's scholarship assistance.
Yung mga anak namin, scholar pa lang yung Tzu Chi po.
The formerly conjoined twins are now in their teens, and Master Zheng Ye named them Tzu En and Tzu Ai. With the help of volunteers in the Philippines, they are now attending a Chinese school in Manila.
We receive these in children's parties. Since my grandchildren do not need them, I save them for the twins.
Even through this day, Chen Lijun, who helped care for the twins, is still accompanying them. The separation of Tzu En and Tzu Ai became the first successful case of Tzu Chi's international charity work.
As an MPO worker, one will want to help those in need for their entire lives.
The kind acts and joint efforts of the public have helped families turn their lives around. These international charity cases, which incorporated charity and medical missions, have indeed proven that love crosses all boundaries.
In Taiwan, led by Tzu Chi volunteers, 24 prisoners from the Pintung prison put on a musical adaptation of a sutra performance. At the occasion, some former inmates who have become Tzu Chi volunteers upon their return to society also shared on how meeting Tzu Chi was a turning point in their lives. By participating in the performance this year, we can see how some of the inmates were deeply inspired by the sutra's message. At the annual Water Repentance Sutra musical adaptation this year, 24 inmates of the Pintung prison strive to put on the best performance of their life. Among the performances this year are also sign language adaptations of Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents and the Kneeling Lamb. Seeing the moving performance, those in the audience are moved to tears.
You are our past, the three of us are your future. If we can do it, I believe you guys can too. We will keep you in our prayers. Remember that we are waiting for you outside.
As long as you have the mindset to change, we will continue to be here for you. We are ready to give you a hand.
The 3 Tzu Chi volunteers from Kaohsiung who were once inmates share how meeting Tzu Chi was a turning point in their lives. They hope this visit as volunteers will inspire more people to get back on the right track.
Through participating in the sutra performance, I hope to start anew and give up my old ways. If the others can do it, then I can too.
Seeing the positive influence Tzu Chi has on former inmates, some jailbirds vow to keep Tzu Chi's compassion in their hearts as they correct their wayward behaviors and become a contributing member to society once more. Also bringing a positive influence to those confined in prison, we turn the camera to the United States, where Tzu Chi volunteers from Los Angeles, California, hold Jinsi aphorism classes at Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, on a regular basis.
I've been here since June 30th. It's different. It definitely makes you want to change your way of thinking. I mean, you don't want to come back here. My son had passed away, and when I come, I struggle. I was struggling. I was having bad dreams, and Calvin is the one who explained to me. And since I talked to him the last time I was at my class and I read this, it's every day's a better day for me. Every day's positive. Like, I have no more crybaby, no more snapping at people. It's just you wake up and it's a new page of your life, and that's how it's going to be from now on.
How did he die?
He was killed.
Now, most of the people who are in here are not what I would call bad people. Most of them have simply made mistakes. And for some of them, that's as simple as hanging out with the wrong people.
Well, we hope it helps rehabilitate the inmates. Of course, we're in here for committing a crime.
Our world reflects what we have been doing. That's our world. The reason we're here today, everybody in this same room, many factors need to come together. Maybe in the past, we were brothers, we met each other.
I kind of wanted to be a better person, but at the same time, it's not about like being reborn, or it's not about like sharing the hope or the success.
We don't talk about life after death. So from that point of view, it's not very religious. Jin's aphorisms, it talks about this life. How do we act in this life to benefit others? In the end, we benefit ourselves.
I've had a monkey for about a month now who he must have the fastest metabolism of anyone. I mean, he is rail thin, and he actually his stomach hurts because he does not get enough food. So I just started giving him my desserts every day, just to see how it would feel.
I was benefiting certainly from the experience of giving to another human being. And so I started trying to incorporate that into the rest of, my life. I'm sitting here thinking because I have a lot of time to think. And I know that by giving cookies, I'm not going to save the world, or I'm not going to change my, my entire life. But I think it's a right step a step in the right direction anyway.
Because jail is a very negative place, and when you can bring some positive attributes to the jail, that to me that's a great measurement that we're having success. And when it's seen by the staff who have to spend 12 hours a day with these folks and they see it after each service, that's a success.
In our next report, we meet Wu Guixiang, who has been a dedicated volunteer for the past 28 years. Her and her husband listen to the Master's teaching every morning, and she also has inspired her family to join Tzu Chi. By following the teachings of Master Zhenyan, Ms. Wu's commitment to spreading love remains as strong as ever.
From early before dawn, Wu Guixiang is busy preparing carrot cakes for the year-end blessing ceremony in Zhongli, Taoyuan. She works tirelessly in hopes that everyone will enjoy the snacks. Just like parents, Miss Wu and her husband work side by side, preparing treats for the children.
We enjoy looking after the kids and want to give them the best we can. It feels good making the kids happy.
This kind married couple are both happy to extend a helping hand and meet others with a smile. Miss Wu's generous heart has also encouraged their whole family of 9 to serve as volunteers. For over 2 years, Miss Wu and her husband have been up at 4 a.m. every morning to hear the Dharma teachings at the Tzu Chi Zhongli grounds.
We must listen to the Master's teachings to feel the Dharma joy. The Master told us to take the Dharma to heart. We must learn while carrying out the work.
By listening to Dharma teachings daily, Miss Wu directly impacts the hearts of those around her.
Whenever life gets really difficult, they are always right there by my side. I've learned so much from them. Now I really know the joy of giving. Sister Wu and I will keep on spreading compassion to others.
Miss Wu will keep on using all her potential to do good in this life and help those in need. Through spreading joy and compassion to others, Miss Wu has found true happiness.
At the end of the program today, we joined Tzu Chi volunteers in Yuli as they joined medical staff from the Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital and Jingsebo Dharma Masters on visits to 11 volunteers' home ahead of the Lunar New Year. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.